Hello everyone, welcome to PaperworkIntel, where we make filling out forms and applications easy for everyone. My name's Raheem, and I'll be your guide today. So, you've worked all your adult life, you've been responsible, putting money away for when you retire. Then, life throws you a curveball. You lose a job, a major client, or a major contract, and suddenly your cash flow is compromised. You're no longer worried about retirement. You're worried about paying your bills today, your living expenses right now. If this sounds like you, don't sweat it. You'll be surprised to know how many people are in the same boat right now. Just stay focused, maintain a positive mental attitude. You'll be back on your feet in no time. Anyway, you go to the mailbox to grab your mail, and it's one bill after another bill after another bill, and a breath of fresh air. You get a statement from the bank showing the thousands of dollars you have saved up for when you retire. You could use some of that money right now, but it's in one of those locked in accounts, like one of these. Thanks to you guys, I got suggestions on topics to cover on this channel, and I selected this one because it's something I've done before, and I like to speak from experience. So today I'll be showing you guys how to unlock that locked-in account. And oh, by the way, to people living in Toronto, hope you guys are keeping safe considering the weather we've been having all week. That's a lot of snow. Some heavy cleaning the city will have to do. Anyway, back to our topic of today. Most of us think once your retirement savings is in a locked-in account, it's a wrap, finito, it's game over till retirement. And that's how it should be in a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world now, do we? So it's not entirely true. There are ways to actually access these funds depending on your circumstance. Here in Ontario, you can apply to get access to your locked-in retirement savings by presenting a case of financial hardship. Now, what kind of financial hardship are we talking about here? Well, according to the Financial Services Commissions of Ontario, you have to fit into one of these categories. You can apply under this category if you're expecting little to no income within the next 12 months. And the logic here makes sense because if you're expecting little to no money to cover your living expenses, it's only fair to give you access to money sitting in some account meant for the future. I mean, you have to live today, right? Well, we all need a place to live, so if you just signed a lease and you need to pay the rent for the first and last month, and you have no other way of making that payment, then you may need access to the money you have sitting in some account meant for when you retire. if you have a loan that is secured with your principal place of residence, so like a mortgage, and you're falling way behind, the banks don't mess around. It's only a matter of time before you get evicted. You may need access to the money you have sitting in your locked in retirement savings account. There's no pride in being homeless. So if you, your spouse, or your dependent need medical care that you have to pay for, then you may need to access that money you have put away for retirement. After all, what's the point if you die? You have to be the owner of the account holding the locked-in funds. If you fit into one of those categories of financial hardship that I mentioned earlier on, then you can use the right forms to apply. There's no right time to apply. You just have to bear in mind that your financial institution has 30 days to give you access to the account after you apply and it's been approved. Take that into consideration in case you have any bills coming up that you need the money for. After you fill out the right forms, you have to bring it to the financial institution holding the account. Alright, so we've talked about how you can access your locked-in account, which now brings us to the paperwork. That word keeps coming up, eh? Paperwork. Anyway, join me in part 2 of this video, where we'll be filling out the forms together. Let's do this.